Hello and welcome to another episode of Chit Chat and All That with me, Amanda Prowse.
And me, Penny Dommett. Thank you for joining us yet again for another episode of Chit Chat around the kitchen table.
And we like this standing up thing.
Yes, I mean it sort of feels a bit more relaxed, weirdly.
Strangely it does. I think it's because sitting opposite each other at table is quite an unnatural position to hold.
We don't normally sit like that.
No, normally side by side on a sofa with our legs tucked up and a dog on your lap.
Yes. Or if we're sitting like this, normally it means we're eating, and obviously we're not eating.
No,
so
sadly.
It feels like something's missing.
Although you did bring bread today. Oh, you absolute witch! I've devoured half of it already.
I keep fooling myself that it's good for you because it's sourdough.
It is good for you, Penny. Not the half a packet of butter you put on top.
No, that is the problem. Unfortunately, if I have bread, I have to have lashings of butter.
Lashings? I have never seen anyone consume so much butter.
Yeah.
At first I thought you'd put cheese on it.
No, I mean, basically, I could cut butter
Yeah.
into a slab and put it on toast. Oh my gosh.
You love it.
Sourdough's slightly crumpety, isn't it?
It was, honestly, I've taken several photos. I will post because it was absolutely stunning. Fantastic. You're so clever. Clever old stick.
Well, but I mean, sometimes I don't have time to do sourdough, but Brad Pitt,
Yes.
Red Pitt, the sourdough starter, goes into the fridge and he sits in there quite nicely, sulks a bit, but I can get him back out whenever I want and restart him.
Sounds like the perfect bread pit.
Sounds like the
Sulking
perfect
in the
partner.
corner, get it out when you need him for something. Hello. I'm thinking light bulb changing and reaching things from high shelves. And then popping back in the fridge. Lovely.
Yes.
Where can I get one?
Exactly. And when you've got time, I mean, sourdough doesn't take very much time, really. So it's fine. It's just getting into a routine. That's all it is. But my waistline, I just can't stop eating it.
Oh, it's fabulous. I get it. And it's it's pretty as well. You've done a good design, but you are very artistic.
It's quite, I think as well, I've decided I'm probably a bit obsessive with certain things.
You, Penny? No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
I like
that.
things to be just so.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you do.
We actually went to a restaurant recently, met up with all the family, which was lovely.
Nice.
And they had one of those walls of pictures.
What do you mean?
You know, like a picture wall where
Photographs?
but they were pictures in frames on a wall.
Yes.
And
I'm with you so far.
There were 3 of them that were lopsided.
What did you do?
I mean,
did you get a step ladder?
I couldn't face them because it was really annoying, so I sat with my back to them. But can you imagine? I mean, why wouldn't you straighten them?
Yeah, I
Drive
don't
me insane.
know Penny who hasn't got ADHD or OCD. I don't know. We had a house, in fact the house we had before we lived here, and it was it was a new build. It was a tiny house. I absolutely loved it. I was so happy in our little house. I just thought it was brilliant. And actually sometimes, don't let this house here, but a lot easier.
Yes.
Easier to clean, easier to be in, quicker to heat. I totally get the appeal of a new build, totally get it. And I love the aesthetic of having an old house with stone walls, roaring fires. How lovely for Instagram. But actually, living in a new build with just a couple of bedrooms, which I could just whiz my Hoover over around and flick a duster, and it was so easy. You know, laminate floor, quick Swiffer, a spray of Febreze, and jobs are good. And it was fantastic. I loved it. I would go back to that tomorrow, actually. Oh, that's I know.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I would. Honestly, Pen, I would. Anyway, the point was, when you walked up the stairs, all the pictures on the walls used to jump in the sitting room.
Oh.
So literally, I would spend my life straightening pictures because it would drive me mad.
Yeah,
you couldn't live there.
No, I wouldn't like that at all.
You wouldn't have liked it. So I've been doing a lot of train journeys, Pen.
Yes.
I've been commuting, as they say, as you know. I leave on a Sunday and I come back on a Friday. Is it worth it? I don't think so. But it's been absolutely, you know, I feel like I'm always on a bloody train. Thank God for my ear doodahs, which, so here's the thing. We'll come back to trains. Simeon bought me earpads to get, because...
Earbuds?
Yes, because
Not earpads.
Not earpads,
Buds.
buds. I have never had any.
Or pods.
Yes.
Earpods.
Those.
Yeah.
I've never had any, and everyone raves about them and says, oh, you know, and I've always thought, yeah, little set of headphones. I've got some for my Walkman, but they're over.
Walkman.
I've got a Walkman.
Circa 1980.
It is. I've got a Walkman. It takes my tapes.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It's amazing. Have I not shown it to you?
I think you have mentioned it before.
It is. What's so brilliant is it's my original tapes, and when I put them on
Duran.
All of them. It's literally got the jumps in where I've recorded things off the radio. It's got the sound of my mum and dad in the background, maybe, shutting a door, or one of my brothers calling out, and it is the exact sound of my childhood. And I can tell you where I was, what I was doing, the room I was in, and it takes me back. And it's the music with that awful tinny quality.
Yeah.
But there's something about it that's so nostalgic. I absolutely love it. They're one of my most precious things, those tapes. I've got a box full of them. So yeah, my Walkman, it's got like a flimsy over-ear headphone, yes, which means everyone around can also hear, so you have to be a bit careful. But Samir said, I'm going to get you some earpads, and he bought
Pods.
some. Yes, they're not real ones.
Right.
They were 30 quid, I think, 28 quid off a well-known delivery company.
Yes.
Everything from A to Z. They arrive very quickly, and they come in like a little pack that looks the same as the expensive ones, that charges them. And I did a little test. So Amy, my niece, she has the real earbuds, proper ones.
Yeah.
We did a little swap, and I swear to God, I couldn't hear any difference. Neither could she.
Well, I'm sure we are led to believe that...
Hers were £8,000, like millions and millions of pounds for these things. They're little tiny white things that you lose. And mine were 28 quid, and I couldn't see a difference, Pen.
I'm sure there probably is. Probably something to do with levels of noise or something.
I think also, though, for my ears, at my age, they're good enough.
Yeah, probably.
But I put them on, and I'm on the train, and I'm loving it. And they've made my commute so much easier. Because I've now got a commute playlist.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely couldn't be on a plane or a train or anything without...
Or an automobile.
I quite often do listen to them in the car if, obviously, Robert's listening to something on the radio and I want to listen to a book or something.
But not Stephen Fry.
Yeah, definitely not Stephen Fry. I'd be off.
Yeah, exactly. Have you noticed, though, Pen, on trains, why is it... Here's a question for you and our dear listener. Why is it on a train, you'll be in a compartment and there is... let's say 80 people on a good day, if no one's standing in the middle, and 79 of those people are quietly enjoying the journey, either ear-padded or booked or kindling or snoozing or working or whatever. And then there's one person who doesn't realise they're on a train. They think they're at home, on their sofa, able to chat to their friends at full volume as though they're... or make a work
one
call.
Of my pet hates.
And honestly, it is the most. It's almost like performance art. And these people who are having these conversations, they're never the interesting ones, are they?
Well, and it's just, I can't understand why they have to talk so loudly.
What's it all about?
It's very annoying.
There was a man sat opposite me yesterday, and he was saying very, very loudly, yes, I've spoken to Mike from IT. He says we're going to get the delivery next Thursday, although I'm not so sure. I've spoken to Roger. Roger says, but I'm thinking... oh my God, I don't care.
No.
B, I don't want your life. C, I don't want to hear about it.
But he could probably say it in 3 sentences and then end the call.
So loud. And then, after he'd had this telephone call, he had several, he then decided to watch comedy clips on his phone. And it was the sound of, in a cartoon where it's something like, whip, boing! And it's literally like a sort of animated children's... constantly, and I thought, I just can't.
Was it in the quiet carriage?
Yeah, I don't think so, but everyone was sort of tutting, and one bloke stood up and went, you got any earphones, mate? And he went, what? Got any earphones, mate? No, I haven't. He's like, maybe you should get some, and like sat down. Everyone was like, ooh, terribly British. We're all like, ooh, he just said that to that man, and now we're all gossiping about it. It was all very exciting. But he just didn't get it. I thought, my God.
Can I have a moment for pet hates?
Please do.
Apart from people who talk loudly on trains, which I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Very, very annoying. My pet hate is at this time of year, people who plant daffodils in straight lines.
Oh.
Why would you plant daffodils in straight lines?
You've been in my garden.
You haven't got them, have you?
I have.
Against walls as well. Why would you do that? That's not where they grow. They grow in clumps.
I feel guilty and a little bit embarrassed. So we have a path that leads from the front gate, which we never ever use, up to the front door, which we never ever use. I know it's a murderer at the door if that, gets knocked on, because no one that knows us uses it. And that's the first place my thoughts go to. If someone knocks on the door, it's like, oh, a murderer's here. I never think, oh, it's a parcel delivery or the postman or a neighbour. Oh, someone's going to murder me. And the path is straight and it has lines of daffodils going up the sides. And when they're out, it's like walking through a daffodil path. I didn't plant them, but they're very nice.
Yeah.
Is it a bit naff? Is that naff?
Yeah. They don't want to grow in a straight line.
But they do.
But yeah, that's
they
because
don't
some
know any
idiot,
different.
No, because some idiot has planted them in a straight line.
Oh.
That's not how daffodils want to grow.
Oh.
They grow in clumps. They're friendly flowers. They like to be in groups.
So are you suggesting, just to clarify, that there are unfriendly flowers?
There are some flowers that need their space and want to...
I'm one of those.
Want to show themselves off without having lots of others around them.
Okay, give me an example.
Give you an example. I always think as well, fritillarias are quite nice in clumps.
I think
don't
so
mind
too.
those
I love them.
singly.
I don't know what they are.
Especially, well, there's certain flowers that you can see one and you go, amazing.
Yeah.
There are others that need to be in groups.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be in a straight line.
Right.
Snowdrops. There's somebody in our village who has snowdrops, but they're growing in a straight line.
Have you written to them?
Well, I'm tempted to put an anonymous note under their door. This is not how snowdrops
A poisoned
grow.
snowdrop letter.
Yes.
Madam, I don't want to be offensive. However, it came to my attention.
I just can't understand why anybody would do... I mean, I can. They see a straight line and they go, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have some flowers growing... It's awful. That's my pet hate.
Yes.
Rant over.
I can tell, Pen.
Yeah.
I can tell. Well, I decided this week, as I'm in the big smoke, I thought, you know what? I'm going to get a bit of culture.
Oh, I like a bit of culture.
Like a bit of culture.
That would be the only reason for going to London for me.
Yeah, I know.
Apart from to see someone.
When you come and visit me.
Yes.
When you come and stay.
Yes.
Then we shall do a bit of culture.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to go to an art gallery, which shall remain shall remain nameless. And they were advertising this exhibition. I thought, oh, that looks right up my street. Quite nostalgic, going back to my childhood, London-based, and it was photography and it was art and it was all this stuff. And I thought, that is just perfect. So I went along, and admission is free, but access to the exhibition was something like 26 quid. Now,
how can admission be free if access to the...
Free to the gallery to see all the wider exhibits.
Right, yeah.
But the special exhibition, 26 quid, which I thought was a bit steep.
That's a lot of money.
I thought it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I thought 2 of us, that's 50. What,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, I think so.
It's figures, don't ask.
Get the calculator. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was there, I was in the queue, I was at the till. I didn't think I could say, do you know what? That's
a lot.
That's a bit steep, love. I'm not going to bother. So I thought, well, I won't tell Simeon. I'll just go and do it, because that was. But
Well, especially because somebody behind would go, oh my God, that's an underprice.
and she just said
And
she's not
she's
paying
real
£26
cheapskate.
to support art, which is
Yeah.
very important. Which art is very important. I get it, which is why I was there. Anyway, long story short, I thought it was really pants, but it might be me.
It probably is.
It might be me. So I'm one of
We're
these
back
people.
to Tracy Emin's bed again.
Exactly, but I'm one of these people. So I love beautiful things. I love paintings and pictures and posters, as you can see around
Yes.
us all now. Lots and lots of different art. None of it expensive, but what I want to look at. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Very
was.
subjective.
I'm going to have to whisper it. Lots of bums and willies.
You went to a pornographic gallery.
No, Penny, it was horrible. I didn't like it. It was the most uncomfortable.
That's what they all say.
It was the most uncomfortable experience of my life because it was very, very busy.
Because other people were there enjoying every moment.
It was the weirdest experience. So I'm literally...
That's like going to a swingers party.
Please,
and
it's
being
not
the
that bad.
only
Oh my
one-
God, don't.
The only one that goes, not for me.
Not for me, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me, but no, it's fine, thank you. I have to go. I have to be in bed by 8:30 and I'm watching MasterChef. It was the weirdest thing. So there's like lots of people, all ages, shapes, sizes, you know, all the world has come to this exhibition and we're in this huge clump. You'd have liked it because we were daffodils in a clump. No one was in a straight line. It was perfect. And I sort of walked in. I was like, oh, yes, hello. Art buddies, art friends. You know, we've all paid this extortionate amount together. And I went to the first picture and I thought, is that a bum bum? That's a bum bum. And literally everyone's going, you know, hand propped up, elbow on other hand, fingers on chin in contemplative mode. That's a bum. That's definitely a bum. That's a good bum. I like the lighting on the bum. I like the bum cheek. I like the bum fluff. I'm liking the bum. And I'm like...
A peachy bum.
Oh, there's a bum. Oh, well, I don't look at bum. So I go, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Go along. Another bum. Another big bum. Oh, it's bum. Another. I'm thinking I don't want to look. And everyone sort of stood around you and they're reading what it's about. Here the artist has tried to capture the essence of bottom and what it means to show your bottom in public and have a bottom.
You're kidding me.
I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it was all that. So they're reading these very, very worthy descriptions about bum bums and willies, and I'm just thinking, I can't deal. I can't deal.
Was there
So
not
I
a
kind
clue?
of ran. I kind of ran around it. And I found one that was a picture of people.
What were you going to say?
They set up a deck chair. People on a deck chair. Oh, I'm comfortable. Hello, comfortable here. I can look at the deck chair, read for 4 hours the little inscription, because I've paid 26 quid, I need to get my money's worth, reading very slowly about, Marjorie set up the deck chair and her family sat around her and enjoyed tea. This was captured on a beach. And I thought, this is my comfort zone. And I couldn't get out there fast enough. And then I've thinking about it a lot, because obviously, as you can tell, it's rattled me. I don't know if I'm a prude. I don't know if I'm naive. I don't know if I'm uneducated, uncultured.
If I took you to a gallery that just had 24 photographs of daffodils, you would probably be out of there as quickly. Yeah. Because you'd go, well, this is a bit dull.
I wouldn't be embarrassed, though. I felt highly embarrassed. What does that say about me?
It's not very usual to go into a room and share the experience with other people.
They were strange. It was a bit, strange to me, not strange to anyone else who had paid all the money and seemed to be very much enjoying it.
Was it a well-known artist?
Somewhere, yeah.
Perhaps it's their style that they're looking at.
Yes. The only thing I will say is I was just thanking my lucky stars that you weren't with me, because
we would have giggled.
We would have literally. People would have been looking, going, "Oh my god,
how childish are they?"
I've paid £26 to look at this picture of a willy, and Mandy and Penny are in the corner giggling like children. You're putting me off. It would have been that, But it was just like old ladies going, yes, I like what he's done with the string. I won't go into detail. Oh, I can see the aesthetic of the beads. Yes, I get what they got. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, I found it deeply uncomfortable. So I've decided that I'm going to go back to an art gallery. Not that one, not to go around again twice. I've been 3 times, Pam. Hello. No, I'm going to go back and find a gallery that I want to look at, like the National Portrait Gallery. Oh,
I spent quite a lot of time when I was younger in Madrid.
Oh,
and they literally used to drop me off at El Prado Museum, and I would go in and I would literally, because it was free in those days. I don't know whether it is now.
I like the way you said it with a Spanish accent.
Oh,
that was very, 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 very on point.
That's
very
just
attractive.
The way you say.
Yeah.
The way you say.
Chorizo.
And I would be
Chorizo.
And then I would be dropped off, and I would go in, and I would literally spend all day in the museum, and I would just sit in front of different pictures for just ages.
Lovely.
Completely get lost in it, and I loved that place so much.
I love that place.
But almost it was because I think I knew where all the pictures were.
Yes.
And you got to know the painting.
It was your
really
safe place.
Yes, yeah. And it was just lovely, and I didn't have to pretend to understand people. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful place.
Not a willy or bum in sight.
No.
Marvellous.
Well, actually, there probably were, because of course a lot of the sort of old paintings are full of
nudity. But
nudity.
That's quite. But for me, it's a strange sort of.
Do you giggle when you see Venus's David?
No, not at all. I thought it was disappointing, but I didn't giggle. But I find it, if I see something like a Rubenesque body, that's it's not nudity, it's not nakedness, it's not the human form in all its glory that I have a problem with. It was kind of, I found the subject matter strange, titivating without being titivating, and kind of for the sake of it. It was like almost a shock factor. Nothing beautiful about it.
I was just about to say, I think, are people hiding behind the fact that they can produce something that does embarrass people and hide behind the label of art.
Maybe that was the point of it. Maybe it was to make me feel as uncomfortable as it did, because it certainly did. But no, I love like the old master paintings, and you know, I can look at.
Have you ever done a life drawing class?
No.
Have you ever been a model for a life drawing class? You'd be a good model.
Thank you.
No, seriously, you would be a great model, because
I'm desperate to hear why.
No, because you have the type of hair that's quite difficult to paint.
Do you mean?
No, because
My head hair.
Well, it's not like straight hair. It's wavy. It's like wavy. So you can actually do lots of colours within that.
Yes, I've come for you to draw me today, but only my hair.
And also, she's adopted. It's body psychology. She's now got her arms folded in front of her.
I have?
She's got her legs folded. She's standing there very defensively.
She's leaving the room. She's leaving the room. That's really weird. I did. Look, that's really strange.
It's really. I did live drawing classes.
As a model?
No, as a painter.
You perv.
No,
I'm joking.
No. But it's
little bit.
It's so when you paint or draw for a living and you are very restricted in how you can draw, to do a life drawing class where you can use massive strokes and you can interpret the body how you want to is so liberating.
Yes.
It's really liberating. And one of the best classes, best models actually, that we ever did, she was a circus performer.
Oh.
And so she had this really lithe, muscular body.
A bit like myself, yeah.
And she had bright red hair, and she adopted poses that really showed her muscles.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
And so to actually be able to try and draw those muscles was amazing. But then we often had much older models that had, you know, wrinkles and dents and
I think that's great.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
And then we could use different mediums. So 1 week we would
crepe
use
paper.
1 week we would use charcoal, and then the next week we'd use we'd only be allowed to use our hands to use paint.
Oh.
And it was fascinating.
Can I ask you a question?
I loved it.
So did the models see your work, see your interpretation?
they could do.
And how did they feel about your interpretation of them?
Normally it would take a while for us to finish the painting. So they'd normally model for a couple of hours, and it's a really difficult thing to do. Anybody that thinks, they just stand there with no clothes on, it's a really difficult thing to do, and you must have to just switch off in your head, I think. And some models can charge quite a lot of money for doing that, I think. Not that I've ever been a model, so I don't know.
You inquired?
I inquired. But it is fascinating, and it doesn't always mean modelling in the nude.
No.
We didn't always do nudes. Sometimes we would do people in lots of clothes so that you'd have all that clothing to draw.
I'm just picturing Joey from Friends. I'm sorry, getting on the airplane with all his layers. Not that.
Yeah. But it's really liberating.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, look at this looks like that model. You could do your own interpretation.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
No,
How did we get
is.
on this subject? I
Oh,
can't
what
remember.
I was telling you about my exhibition.
Your art exhibition. Yes. I mean, I would find it quite difficult not to giggle.
Well, and I did notice there were sort of quite elderly women who were...
That's the first time they've seen it in a while.
They were very keen. You know, there's one lady, all right, Mabel, yeah, it's my 5th visit. Coming again tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. I think it says more about me, doesn't it? And actually, I think also there's something very different about, and this probably sounds nuts, a massive difference between art, a painting rather, and a photograph.
Yes.
Had it been a painting,
where
I
is the
probably
line?
would have felt a bit different.
Where is the line between that and pornography?
It was right up his arse, Pen. The line was right up his bum crack. That's where the line was. No daffodils up there, but a very straight line, I can assure you. Sorry, we're degenerating. But yeah, but no, I found it challenging and interesting, which I suppose is the whole concept and point, right, of art.
Yes. Because, I've always loved art.
You're a brilliant artist. You're really good at painting.
But I don't really get modern art.
No, whereas I know that people absolutely love it.
I don't understand it enough. I don't
That's the
understand,
thing, isn't it?
understand cubism, any sort of, I mean, you know, people go, Picasso, look at this, is this amazing? I like the colour, but I don't really get it. I need to learn more about it.
I think that's it, and I think it's probably, it's what we've sort of touched on. For me, it's exposed gaps in my education, knowledge and experience that I maybe need to fill. No pun intended, but I think I need to understand more about it.
Isn't that just life though?
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
You could go outside and go, I don't understand where this rock came from. Let me do a quick crash course in geology.
Oh, Pen, we're getting deep now.
I mean, there's
we're almost meaning of life stuff.
Is it our age that we get to this age and we
Could
go,
be, darling.
oh my God, quick. I need to know about geology. I need to know about art. I need to learn how to add up.
I'm never going to learn how to add up. That's why Jesus invented calculators. Do you know what I do with that calculator?
I'm not very good at calculators either.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm so glad you've said that. I don't understand it.
Phone.
I know, Penny.
Yes.
And there's so many spare things. It's
They're
like
not
all I need. Probably not.
They're not spare. They're actually there for a reason.
All I need is the numbers, the add, and the equals. That's all I need, really.
You must do percentages. I do percentages a lot.
Oh, I don't know how to do the sum for percent.
Yeah.
This is the thing. If you're as
You
bad,
press the percentage key.
no, it doesn't work like that. If you're as bad at maths as I am, it's not a case of not being able to use a calculator. I don't know what sum to put in the calculator. I'm that bad. You know, I don't know what I need to do. So if someone says work out this percentage, how do I do that? Even with a calculator, I don't know what I'm pressing.
I need to show you. But have you ever done spreadsheets? I love a spreadsheet.
Oh, no.
And you can work out formulas on spreadsheets. Oh, that's very satisfying.
For the love of God, no.
Yes.
No.
I went through a phase where I was real whizzo with Excel spreadsheets. And I could do formulas and all sorts of stuff.
I always talk to my dad. It's his favourite hobby.
Really?
Spreadsheet king. He does spreadsheet for everything.
Oh, yeah, I like a spreadsheet. I do. I really do like it, which is odd for me because I don't like figures, but I do like a spreadsheet.
Sometimes when we get to the end of an edit of a book, so it goes through the process I've already told you. I know it's like you do a general edit and then a rewrite edit or whatever, and then you do a copy edit and then a post-edited manuscript edit just to give errors and things like that. And it goes through with a fine-tooth comb and it gets more and more detailed and almost more and more, you have to have real eagle eyes. And the specialists, some of these people who do my final edit, they are absolutely incredible what they're picking up, the dot, the dash, the everything is, which also I know is an important thing. Don't know what they do, but I know
I'd be a good editor.
Oh, you would, you'd be great. You'd change all your names. But it's really, really good. It's an interesting process. And then sometimes they'll say, it's just about to go to print, we've discovered that on page 3, you say she was standing by the back door. And then 3 days later, 3 pages later, it says she reached for the back door handle or front door. Can you check which one you want it to be? Because it's kind of, what's the word when it's against itself? It's contradictory.
Yes.
And we've put it in a spreadsheet. Now, what they're asking me is a very, very simple question with a very, very simple answer. Oh yeah, just delete the second one or change the first one or whatever. But they send it in a spreadsheet that takes me half an hour to work out how to go into that little square and go, yes, no, thank you, and send it back. It absolutely floors me. I have to get Simi to do it. I know I have to get Simi to do it. I can't do it.
It's weird.
I just can't manage it. I don't understand it.
Whilst we're talking about your books, oh my goodness, you sent out an Instagram post about your new cover.
Oh, do you like it?
Ever After. Oh my gosh. Weirdly, it must be very in. It must be on my line of life at the moment because I've been asked to do some wedding flowers.
Yes.
Exactly those colours.
That's interesting.
Magenta pink, red, scarlet red.
Beautiful.
Those tones together I think are marvellous.
I love it with a bit of green as well, Pen.
Yes.
Really lovely.
It's just, I think it was a lovely cover.
Thank you, darling. It's a little bit different, and all my more sort of contemporary covers, so I suppose the last 5 or 6 books.
Yeah, they've been different, haven't
They have, and as you mentioned, they're sort of obvious, but with a sting in the tail. There's something about them that's a little bit, if you look a bit deeper. But I really like the direction they're going in. I think it's lovely.
Please don't tell me that they're going to end up with Madge and Marjorie as their names or something.
No, in this one, we've got an Enya.
Oh, that's unusual.
I know, thank you.
I think that's Welsh, isn't it, Enya?
I think it is Irish.
Irish. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, but then you don't know that Pierce Brosnan is Irish, so we're going to let it go. He's not Irish, is he? Yes, he is, Penny. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Penny is. I think it's Irish. Oh, gosh.
Enya and who?
Dominic.
Oh, nice.
Aidan.
Yeah, that's right. Is there an Irish theme going through this?
Kind of. Holly.
Have a slight thing about Holly.
Oh, I love the name Holly.
Do you?
Oh, I love it. I think I've never met Holly I haven't adored.
People, I can never understand this. People have a baby at Christmas and they go, oh, let's name it Holly. Why?
Because it's Christmas.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. Why not call it Reindeer or Rudolph?
Maybe they do. Oh. I love the name Holly. It's so pretty. And I used to love...
ugly written down.
I used to love the name Holly and Holly Hobby. Do you remember Holly Hobby?
Oh, I do remember Holly Hobby.
Yeah.
With the little blue...
Yeah, she was
great.
great.
What do you call those hats?
Like a cloth hat, sort of.
Little House on the Prairie hat.
Yes, yeah.
I'm doing my
You are,
impression.
I know, it's wonderful. You're voguing there, yeah.
Names are a funny thing though, aren't they?
Very subjective.
Because, you just get used to whatever that people are called.
Of course you do.
And then you grow to love that name.
Of course you do, Penelope.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, I've never liked my name.
I love your name.
But you do get to accept it.
Yeah, I think Holly's one of the really pretty ones, and the character, she is lovely. She's how I expect and know Holly's to be. She's sweet and she's pretty and she's kind and she's creative and she's brilliant. I love the name Holly. And Jenny, I've got a Jen and a Jenny.
Yeah.
Her husband's called Phil. Jen and Phil, thought that was quite nice. Went together.
Isn't that the Archers?
Is it? Maybe that's where I got it from. Oh my God, I've just written the Archers. That's what I've written. No, they're nice.
I'm so sorry. I should be more respectful.
That ship sailed a long time ago.
I thought you were going to say something else.
And then I've got a Jonathan.
Yeah.
And
I find it fascinating.
I'm just seeing a listing characters' names, and you're going, yeah, and they got that, yeah, and we could do it all day.
I know.
But it's a great book. It's really, really lovely. It's called Ever After. It's not out till August, which, trust me, is going to fly by.
Did you see somebody straight away went, oh, there's no happy at the beginning?
I know.
That means it's going to be sad.
But aren't people brilliant?
Yeah,
the way they, they really study it and take it. It's just absolutely fantastic. But it's a lovely story. It's about Enya is a widow. That's not the lovely bit. She's a widow, but she's only in her 50s. And as she says, I'm not ready to move forward and hang up on a peg the life that I've built over these last 20, 30 years. But I don't want to be like this forever. She's stuck. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to get her mojo back, how to find something that's hers, how to live an authentic, happy life. She's absolutely stuck. And then events happen, without giving too much away, that kind of overtake her. And she's forced to get back out there and live a life and question who she is and her place in the world and what she wants. And it's just another way, I suppose, in the way that we did with This One Life, looking at whether we can have it all, at the choices we make. This is very much from an older woman's perspective. Is this it? And I think it's, again, in Waiting to Begin, that book, I love that story so much, Bess's story, where we have one day when she's 16 and one day when she's 53. It's her birthday on 2 days. And it's the life she thinks she's going to have and the life she's actually got, and they're very different. And it's almost the same for Enya. She's like, I didn't plan this. He said, it's you and me forever, and I believed him. But he died, and he left me, and now what? And it's absolutely a fundamental sort of pull the rug from under you, and now what you're going to do, Enya. This is where you really find out who you are and what you're made of.
Sounds really good.
I like it very much. I'm very happy with it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and then I've just finished the one that comes after that.
When did you say that's coming out?
That's coming out August the 5th or 6th. In time for your summer holiday.
Yay!
Yeah, it's good. But it's funny how my books, I always feel they announce it, because I write so many. It's sort of, they announce it. I think, gosh, that's ages away, and suddenly it's out.
I know.
6 months, and it'll be out 5 months wherever we are. Where are we now? February, isn't it? February.
6 months.
Yeah, nearly March. So yeah, it's, and it does go quickly, doesn't it, Ben?
It does. I'm finding days go past much quicker at the moment.
Yeah. We're in that whirlpool, mate. We're in that whirlpool.
Yeah, I know. So get your geology information out now.
Yeah.
Because what else is it that we want to learn about? Art.
Yes. I did also have a very...
Latin.
Latin, that's you. We did have a very funny experience this week. So I had to go and meet Simeon, who works in a building in London. And I walked in, and there were these two very burly men, I now know to be security guards, stood arms folded across their humongous chests, bald head, little mouthpiece coming out,
mouthpiece.
Like, hello, yeah, approach the building now, all go. I don't know what they say. I'm just imagining kind of security guards, not security guards, bodyguards, isn't it? So they're sat there with their little earpieces
Because he
in and their
works in
things.
Spearmint Rhino.
He does. Oh, I wish he did. That'd be fun. The stories we could have about that. But no, so I walked through and I went, hello, hello. I walked past these two men, sat down in a gap on a sofa, and there was a man sat next to me. And he turned and went, oh, are you here for me? And I went, no, I'm meeting my husband. I open up the laptop, I start working, and then I think, oh, he's very familiar. And I realise that he's actually a public figure whose name rhymes with hide your barrage. And these two men, and I walked straight past him and gone, hello, hello, and sat down and started editing my novel next to him. A little bit awkward.
Yes.
But then I was too embarrassed to get up and leave. So I stayed there. Simeon walked in and went, what are you doing? I was like, just editing my book. He's like, come here. Pulled me out. Very weird. That was strange. Not as strange as the art exhibition. I still can't get over it, Pen.
It's a good job you didn't see that said person in the art exhibition.
Oh my God, that's actually made me be a little bit sick in my mouth. Not getting political, but I actually feel a little bit nauseated. Right, in fact, I'm going to have to go and retch and shower. But yeah, interesting times.
It is. I mean, I vicariously live an exciting life through you.
The thing is, Pen, it's not exciting, and I try and make it look exciting so I might feel a bit more excited. Because I found myself...
I've got excited this week.
What happened?
Because I'm planting my seeds. Yay!
Not in a straight line, I hope.
No.
God forbid.
In my modules.
Modules?
Yes, yeah. You put them in little, tiny, weeny little modules.
Oh.
One each.
I love it.
So you separate them out.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Thousands and thousands. It's so exciting.
Is it... Excuse me, I just did a burp. I told you I was going to retch. There we are. Is it methodically repetitive and rewarding, or is it just methodically repetitive?
No. It's very, very rewarding. I am lucky enough to know lovely Jo from Organic Blooms.
Oh.
Look them up on Instagram. They are the most incredible business, and she runs this cut flower farm as a social enterprise.
Where's that then?
It's just outside Bristol.
Yeah, lovely.
And occasionally they have open days, and if they have one, go to it, because it is the most incredible place. It has a wonderful atmosphere, and it's one of the only places where adults with particular needs, challenging, they can go and get work and learn how to be within a workplace.
Amazing.
And be able to have that on their CV to enable them to go somewhere else and get a job.
What's the name of it then?
Organic Blooms.
Right.
And she says that a lot of her adults that work there might be autistic or have Asperger's or...
Different needs.
Yes, different needs. But they revel in repetition.
Yeah.
And getting things right and writing labels and making sure that every single seed goes in the right place.
Sounds right up your street, Pen.
Well,
that's all I'm saying. Sounds right up your
says,
street.
You know, it's fantastic because you're giving them a job.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That they love and get great satisfaction from.
I love anything, any enterprise, any business that isn't all about the bottom line, but is actually about making the world a slightly better place. I work with a company, and I've mentioned them before, I know, called the Tandem Collective, and they're like an online, I want to say marketeers, digital PR. I don't really know what their specific, I don't know what they call themselves, but they have this sort of flat structure to their business. There's no hierarchy. Everyone gets paid the same.
That's
and
amazing.
It's so collaborative, and it's mainly women. There are a couple of guys, but it's mainly women. But they are all just supporting each other. No question is a silly question. No idea is a bad one, because you're confident enough to raise things. If you're in an environment where you're actually giving someone the chance to bloom, no pun intended, or to grow in some way, what an amazing thing.
It is. It really is. And the fantastic thing is, I mean, Jo is I think she studied in horticulture sciences, social sciences or something. So she really knows her stuff, and she works alongside Wendy, who is amazing. She's a florist. And together they run this business, and they do sell the most incredible flowers.
Beautiful.
And you know, provide services like farewell flowers and all sorts. But if you get the chance to go to an open
I love
day,
the way you say farewell flowers. I've heard you say that before, and at first I didn't know what you meant, but it's so much nicer to say farewell flowers.
Oh, much nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I like that.
And you know, that's a whole other episode, doing farewell. I know we've mentioned it before, but honestly, if you get the chance to go to Organic Blooms on one of their open days, go, because the feeling of support and community that you get when you go there is wonderful.
I love it.
It's a real boost.
Pen, we're nearly at the end of another episode, but just finally, what jobs should we be doing in the garden right now?
Ooh,
Feels a bit warmer this week.
It is warmer. Daffodils are starting to appear. The one thing I would say about daffodils, don't ever be tempted. Once they've gone over, once the flower heads have gone over, you can just pinch off the seed head that's left so that it's not wasting energy. Don't be tempted to do anything with those leaves. You have to leave them alone. They have to die back naturally, otherwise you won't get flowers the following year. So that's another reason why I never plant daffodils in a border, because they tend to look a right old mess.
Yeah.
So don't be tempted to tie them up, cut them off, do anything with them.
Just leave them.
Just leave them. They have to be completely yellow. You normally leave them for 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So if they're growing in your grass, make sure you don't mow over them. Just leave the area long for them to die back down, and then all the goodness goes back down into the bulb, ready for it to come back again next time.
So should we be planting bulbs now?
No, wrong time of year to plant bulbs.
Right.
Those daffodils will have gone in September.
Right.
Tulips go in October, November, if not a bit later. There are summer bulbs you can plant now, like there's a beautiful lily called Acidanthera. I think they've just changed its name to gladiolus something. Type of gladiolus anyway. Very pretty. You can plant those now, and they will be coming up late summer.
Oh, that's what I want then.
Yes.
Can you text me the name of this?
Yes, they're very pretty.
That's
they're
what interesting for our listeners. Can you text me that?
They're like a white lily with a little burgundy throat.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, they're really pretty and scented.
I'm looking for, well, actually, no, I'm not keen on the scent, but I'm looking for things to sort of pep up my paddock a bit.
Yes. Well, and also I will have loads of seedlings, so things like cosmos late in the year, in July and August. You can have lots of seedlings.
Thank you.
Cornflowers, things like that.
Oh, cornflowers.
Yeah. I'm growing so many different things this year.
You're so clever,
Yeah.
Pen.
Well, no, I'm not.
You
You're the one who
are.
writes
No,
books.
you are. It's so clever and it's so exciting. And I love your garden. I mean, you know, I've said it before, but your garden when it's in full bloom is such an absolute joy. It's just one of my favourite
We'll do
places.
a podcast from the garden.
Let's do
Wouldn't
that.
that be fun?
We should do that, Diana.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
lovely.
the birds tweeting.
Yeah, I like that. Pen, we have come to the end of another episode. I've really enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you. And thank you all for listening. You can, of course, catch up on all previous episodes from wherever you get your podcast from. Give us a like, follow, tell your friends.
Oh, yes, definitely. Recommend us.
And let us know what you think. Until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.